Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, both teams have signaled that they are ready, so we are going to get started here for Pick Ban in Game 2. Once again, Backdraft has chosen blue side despite losing on it in Game 1. Do you think there's going to be a significant change of plans here for Backdraft? Or do you think they felt comfortable with how that game was going until those last couple of fights?
Okay. Hey, my thought process is: do you think they want blue side so they can pick Azir again, and then that way they don't have to waste a ban to ban Azir, so they can ban like Darius?
I I feel like the Azir wasn't that impactful. Is the problem? He had one good ult in a fight, and he stomped the Vigar in lane. But that one ult didn't matter because Darius ran rampant. So I feel like picking Azir here is potentially a bit of a trap for Ronxy.
Ronxy would like to point out that he did the most damage in the game.
Okay, okay. We do see the Darius ban, unsurprisingly. ZMG banning away the Vigar. Okay.
Okay.
That's an interesting decision. I guess Azir
Oh,
doesn't give any.
was I correct in my assumption there?
You were correct. You were correct. Backdraft did take the Azir here.
And then banned Darius. Big brain. I'm so smart sometimes.
I don't know that I can agree with that incredibly hot take in Twitch chat that Azir is the best champion in the game. What do you think?
I think Azir would agree. Actually, I think he calls his champ trash a lot, actually, especially with how buggy his year old is.
Yeah. I've I know too many one tricks who call their champs trash. I strongly believe that Azir will at least admit that Azir might not be the highest
Oh,
tier champion. Yep, there it is. Well, we see the run back from Backdraft in the bot lane. ZMG swapping out the Twitch for the Ashe. Now, you mentioned in between games that you felt like Tea Garden really helped CaptainDonut get or buy enough time to get to the point where he could start winning those fights solo. Will he be able to do that on this Ashe should it come to that?
I will say they will have a stronger bot lane in terms of just having the Ash slow into the Seraphine route. That's a really strong combo, and it's a little bit more pokey, so they may be able to sustain and poke a lot better in lane.
But will it be enough to keep ZMG's head above water should the game start going south?
I think it might. It should. They're building a very heavy team fight comp, so in hopes that I believe that they will not fall behind us much early, and there won't be a need for like a single carry. They will just be hard smurfing on them.
No need for a single carry, as ZMG has picked all carries so far, except potentially the Seraphine.
I mean, have you seen the Andre Seraphine? That's essentially a carry, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, clearly skips if you're listening. You should just buy a Leandries and a Demonic and a Rylai's and just go full damage here. Probably not going to happen, but would be pretty comical as we see the Shen coming out.
Are they building a protect the Gen comp? Azir comp? Protect the someone comp?
Protect the carries comp. There are two carries on Backdraft's team here. It's it's possible here. However, I feel like the problem with the Shen here is that unless the catch out by ZMG is too obvious, Shen's reaction either will not be in time or will not matter because of the damage that Camille and Victor bring to the table in
Huh.
one man picks.
Apparently, Shin has a 53% win rate into Camille. Interesting.
Well,
I was expecting it to be more Camille favored, but I guess like Shen's W kind of makes it so she can't auto.
yeah, I'm kind of surprised by that as well because the cooldown on Shen's W is it feels like as a Shen player that cooldown
It looks like
is
DMG's
infinite.
plan is just to go in.
Yeah.
That is their plan. And Backdraft also kind of wants to go in with just like with the Hecarim, Shen, Azir, Leona, and then have Jin in the back just poking with his ulti or rooting with his W.
However, Roxy does have to be careful here. If everyone on the team goes in and he Emperor's divides the entirety of ZMG back, then you have a Jin facing off against the entirety of ZMG.
I feel like honestly, Backdraft as a team club more or less very good into like really good for Seraphine because like I feel like they're gonna be lining up pretty linear with the way they want to move forward.
Yeah, but that does depend on Skips' play. And Skips struggled last game with walking onto the same screen as Jin and getting removed from existence repeatedly. And you cannot ult while your screen is gray, unless you're Karthus. So the question becomes, can Skips survive long enough to pull the ult off?
Does that mean Riot needs to bring back Revive? Is that what I heard?
Gosh, I haven't heard that since season 4.
I mean, I think Karthus was the only one that took it, but you know, it existed for a small moment,
No,
a flicker in time.
I'd seen Scion take it occasionally, and I know
So
I took
people
it.
do want to end to do damage.
Yeah,
I will say I am interested to see how the Nocturne plays in the early game and whether or not he's able to snowball his team. Because if ZMG does start to snowball, I don't know if Backdraft has the comp to deal with it.
however, on the other side of the coin, there's no tanks for ZMG. So if Jin gets ahead, he starts getting to assassinate ZMG's members one by one.
I guess you can still hit Genold if you're even in darkness.
Yeah, if you've got good enough comms, granted that relies heavily on your team, being good at callouts, and I've played enough CS:GO and other shooters to know that you can never trust your team with callouts.
They're at 3 o'clock. Wait, you mean 6 o'clock?
They're at the train. They're in the river. Don't worry, guys.
They're on the balcony, guys.
Yeah, they're all by the tree. Jokes aside, this is definitely a game that could swing either way. So
It's really going to come down to the early and whether or not if the team who gets ahead early is able to close out the game.
I do believe we have not seen Reality win in the jungle on a champion other than Amumu. Will he
He
be able
won
to?
on Nocturne.
Did he? I thought it
Yeah.
was. I thought he lost game one on something else and then chose
It
Amumu
was
Amumu.
Diana. He lost on Diana, one on Nocturne, and then one on Mumu.
Oh, was it? I thought it was Diana Amumu.
Nope, it was Diana, Nocturne, and Mumu.
Shows how many other things I'm having to deal with that I only pay that much attention. Well, fair enough. I was going to say will he perform, but apparently he has already performed, and I just have the memory of a goldfish.
Don't worry, reality, I got you. I remember.
Any last thoughts here as we head into spectator delay?
I will be interested to see the runes and summoner spells they choose here.
Would you care to elaborate, or would you rather wait until we see what the players pick
Oh,
here early in the
I
game?
want to see what they pick first.
All right, no predictions this time. Well, with that being said, we will step aside for just a couple of minutes to let this spectator delay tick down. When we come back, ZMG facing off against Backdraft, trying to get the 2-0 here to maintain their stranglehold on second place in the Void division of APL. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on to the Rift. Both teams have loaded in, bought their items, and are moving out onto the map. Well, you said you were a little curious what we'd be seeing with summoner spells, keystones, and first item buys. What's jumping out at you here?
I think it's important to note that
I think I'm going to have to pause you as we are seeing double 5 stacks here from both teams. This is going to be a full-on fight in the top river. Looks like Backdraft is moving in, but the entirety of ZMG is there. Leona going in very deep, taking a lot of damage, though. Reality trying to chase for the kill, but will be taunted up by the Shen and will nearly fall himself. Foya getting exhausted, though, will keep the Nocturne alive. And now Jackthon's in trouble. The Ghost will not be enough to keep him alive as First Blood going over to the Victor. Ronxi's forced to flash over the wall to keep himself alive. And ZMG with the counter invade.
is that 3 words in that topish?
Yes, yes it is. As a support, that kills me.
Okay, I was just verifying.
Also, the only 3 words that ZMG placed.
Don't worry, we'll really see the top.
Yeah,
The
Donut
top link.
Donut is protected now.
Uh,
Well,
I don't think Donut's gonna get cheesed early with that word.
now that the whatever that was has ended, would you like to go ahead and talk about what you had been going to say with summoner spells and keystones here?
I was interested to see if both ADCs took cleanse, which they did. And then the other thing is I was wondering whether or not the Camille was going to go TP Ignite, which he did, versus the Shen that has Exhaust Flash. So I know Shen has the ulti as like a TP to the fight, but he doesn't actually have TP to either get back into the lane or to get to a fight if his ulti is down. you think as a Shen main? I prefer Shen to have both.
Cleanse is forced to be
Um,
popped here by T-Guard, and Foya running in does not have quite enough range for the last auto attack. Sorry. I
I
mean,
prefer Shen to have TP, honestly.
I I think the TP is valuable, and it's certainly nice to be able to leave the lane with the ultimate and then come back with the teleport. As he's not doing a great job of farming there, misses all 4 of those caster minions. Um, yes, Bjorn, Reality has role swapped into the jungle because Chino was unable to continue as a starter with the team due to other uh, conflicts.
Played circumstance.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, I mean, teleport, I think, feels a little bit better. However, recently, especially with how hard Riot has nerfed teleport into the ground, Ignite feels perfectly fine, and Shen is a surprisingly good duelist, levels
I think you just ignite here
1
and
through
get the kill,
6.
right? Or wait, I think you
Let's
need one more
see.
auto. Question mark?
One tick away, 360 survives, and is greeting for wave here, but Teagarden gets stunned up. Will have the Ignite ticking down, but will survive at about 200 health as well.
ZMG bot lane, they really need to be coordinating the Ash W into Seraphine E because I think they should be trying to get a little bit more poke on so that Leona can't just.
Foya and Xanazurge are roaming up with their jungler here. Will secure this crab. Looked like Nocturne was going to take that fight, but no. Oop, trying to steal. Did not manage. Sorry, I did not mean to
No,
keep
I just
interrupting you,
think
but
I don't know. I feel like if Shen takes like I don't know. Does Shen do better with Ignite? Maybe I don't know.
I I think Ignite is the better choice. It does force him into the paradigm of having to duel early, which is fine for Shen. As with most energy champions, he's able to duel quite well, and his Q is very powerful if you can get the pass through, because percentage max health early is very valuable in trades, plus the 50% attack speed. But it
Oh
doesn't
my
seem like 360x is very comfortable on the champion, as not winning these early trades, and also seems to be struggling a bit to keep up in CS, whereas last game he was far ahead even in a matchup that felt like should have gone Donut's way.
No, I mean technically, Mundo counters Darius, or it doesn't counter, but is a has a higher win rate than into Darius.
Yeah,
Uh, but I mean, they did give Donut his second best champ, which is the Camille.
yeah. We do absolutely agree, Bjorn. We did bring up some of those comments. I don't believe you were with us in the stream for Champion Select, but we did bring up some of those concerns on the Camille side with Shen being able to win the duels. Uh, the only caveat to that, of course, being the W cooldown length on Shen being so long.
I need Azir's giving me anxiety. He needs a ward on the above, just maybe in the pixel, just a pink ward there, or
You really don't like the river wards, do you?
I love my pixel wards and my banana bush wards. Is that what they're called?
I believe this is the third series in a row that we've had this conversation.
I'm gonna call it banana bush. It's like a banana, shaped like a banana.
Xanazurge flashing forward, gets the root and the stun on Teagarden, forcing the cleanse once again. Teagarden down to about half health already, but will
I
be
honestly
able to
think
walk
right
away.
there, I don't think Seraphine uses the double for the Q. She just uses it to heal.
CaptainDonut
I
going
would
in very deep. Does get the
I would have
Q
preferred
proc
to
off,
give
though.
like my Ash a little heal there, a baby heal there, just because I think they could have sustained that. I don't think they're playing to sustain and poke. They're just getting all in and then having like backing.
And that is the second time that Xanazurge has popped this cleanse already from the Ash. With Seraphine down the exhaust as well, this Ash is very vulnerable here, should he land a Hex Flash E.
I will say though, this unlike last game, the dragon was taken fairly early.
Yes, we might not have a 40-minute soul. A blessing, assuming it's a soul that matters. Will not be ocean or mountain here.
What
360
is?
missing the taunt, immediately popping the W. Will avoid
I don't
too
think
much
that's how you're
damage in
supposed to
trade.
be playing this matchup. I don't think that's how that's supposed to go.
No, not in the slightest.
They need to back up.
Yeah, ZMG is being ganked here. The root coming down the CC chain from ZMG as now Hecarim has joined the fight. This flash from Papa Skips will keep him alive. ZMG does not have quite enough to get in and kill Papa Skips, so he will survive with a sliver. The Deadly Flourish does not land either. Now, Reality does have the paranoia here. Will pop it going in hard onto the Jhin. Will get the flea, but Hecarim is still here. The stun does not land from the Deadly Flourish, but Jackson gets rooted. The Shen ult is forced here, so 360 will be joining the fight. Flashes forward, gets the taunt onto the Seraphine. Papa Skips falls to Foya, as now ZMG is rejoining the fight. Nocturne falls as well, but Hecarim goes down. Teagarden trying his best to get kills here, but Ronxy has joined the fight as well. With the Shurima Shuffle, pushes the Ashe out of the turret. Now Azir is trying to 1v3. 360X is very low on health, but gets the taunt in. Will Blast Plant away, and now Azir flashing forward gets the last hit with the Q.
And Camille should be able to push for a plate, maybe?
Looks like Hecarim's going to match. She not pushing very hard here. I don't believe Donut will be able to get a plate.
Never mind. Maybe not. Maybe I lied.
No, looks like he is willing to take the poke from Jackson. Jackson is doing a good
What
job
poke?
of taking the minions aggro here, so the plate will not fall.
But I mean, this is also the issue with the fact that Shin does not have TP. He can't. I mean, he also died, but like, assuming he didn't die there, he also didn't have the
The
option
flash
to.
over the wall from ZMG will get the CC combo here. Azir taking a lot of damage, but Reality has joined the fight as well. Azir down to about 450 health, but will be able to walk away.
And with this, Camille also has a 28 CS lead.
Is only up 300 gold, though.
And I mean, like Azir was a little bit late to that fight, but was able to get a few more minions and is now TPing back to lane, so he shouldn't miss out too much.
To be clear, the player
The
Azir
player
playing
Azir,
Victor,
not actual Azir.
because Ronxy on Azir was also late to that fight, but managed to get the kill onto Ashe with the shuffle. The ult coming out of ZMG, forcing the cleanse once again from Teagarden. He has used that cleanse on cooldown, it feels like, as the
I will
BDE bot
say
lane has
though.
been so aggressive.
Oh,
Ronxy gets Ashe ulted from across the map. The paranoia coming in. The gravity field goes down. Reality will help secure that kill for Azir, and Azir dies in the mid lane.
the champion Azir.
Yes, I'm going to make this as confusing as possible. Teagarden managing to fancy feet his way away from the Deadly Flourish. Looks like ZMG wants to take advantage of the kill in the mid lane to get this Rift Herald, and with Jackson giving space here, it looks like they will do so.
Things I've kind of learned from some of the coaches I've listened to is one of the things you kind of need to do as a bot lane is really communicate. And I think that like
The
I mean right there is
CC chain
actually
going in. Foya forced to cleanse now as Teagarden gets rooted, but ZMG does not have enough damage here. Foya pops the curtain call. ZMG trying to stay alive. Will it be enough? No, Foya does not land the fourth shot of the curtain call and now gets exhausted. Will it be enough? Yes, the double kill for Teagarden, as now in the mid lane, Reality and Azir are trying to get kills onto Jackson and Ronxy. Both blue team members are so low, but the turret shots take Reality down to less than 200 health. The
Azir
Shen ult
created
coming
for
out.
it.
Azir is very greedy here and will be very dead. The kill going over to 360X.
Azir, did you really need that plate gold?
I'm
That's what
gonna
killed
go
him.
with
Was the
no.
that's what killed him was him going for the plate gold there. It was just too juicy, I guess. The one auto, but with this Shin CS deficit increases.
It does, however, with the shutdown gold, he is up about 330 at the moment over the Camille.
Saying bot lane about bot lane as they kind of did it as I was talking about what they should do is they need to coordinate their poke with the Ash slow into Seraphine root into Seraphine ult and they kind of did that, so I mean Get on them. They were reading my mind on what I was about to tell them to do.
All 5 members of ZMG are here for this Drake fight, so it looks like BDE is going to back up for the moment and give this over.
Azir did TP back to the mid.
No, he used that a while ago.
No, he just used TP.
Oh,
Not Azir, the champion Azir. The
yeah.
rock.
This is going to continue to be an issue. I feel like we as the production team should get a ban on either player names or champions just so that we don't have to deal with this anymore.
I guess we could actually say either commit to either calling them by their names or by their the champions. That would probably also help. Well, I think it's because I don't know
Backdraft.
Backdraft well enough to like their names well enough, and I know ZMG's names well enough that I'm just like, yeah, the donut, yeah, tea garden. I don't have to
So
think about it. And there's the hex splash, and then Hecarim was also dancing around.
Ronxi on Azir is forced to give up the mid turret once again, though the poke from the Victor is proving too much. Looks like he's going to lose first turret here, perhaps, as Donut being engaged on by 360X, choosing to re-engage, but is losing this fight so far, as 360X learned how to trade on the Shen over the course of
Well,
this
he
game.
had with that little Goldly, he has hit his mythic first.
And that is powerful. No doubt about it. Does miss the taunt, though. Whew. Ronxi by the skin of his teeth, dancing away from that arrow, avoiding another disaster in the mid lane.
They will ping out the Hecarim, and it looks like Azir, the champion Azir, will go for that ward.
Zamazurge does pop the ultimate here, but does not land the Zenith Blade, which means that Shen won't be able to get in. The taunt does not land because Papa Skips manages to flash away. So 4 members of BDE are being committed here, but it looks like they won't succeed at getting any kills. And in the mid lane, Victor gets that first turret.
And Camille just gets the free farm again.
River Shen, everybody.
I think at this point he's just committed to the fact that he's going to be behind on CS.
The
and
charm
it's just
coming out from the Seraphine forces the immediate cleanse. Now Zamazurge going in, but Azir is here. And it looks like Xanazurge is going to be the sacrifice. Foya trying to channel the ultimate, didn't realize the Victor was there, and gets deleted by that Death Ray. Now, though, Camille has to be careful. The hook shot from about 12 miles away keeps her safe from the Hecarim charge, but 360X will be gifted over that kill. A small bounty for BDE as they lose their bot turret here.
that was really a long hook shot. I didn't even know that Camille could do that, to be honest. That was like...
Well, the hookshot's length is determined from where you cast it, right?
Where you
So
cast it, yeah.
so she started casting and then she got knocked back by the devastating charge. So it felt a lot longer than it really technically was.
It looks like ZMG will be sending their bot lane to the top to deal with this push by Hecarim and Shen.
Does not quite look like BDE has enough damage here to get this turret. ZMG has made it to the top lane in time, and with Victor roaming up, Jackthon and 360X are forced to back out.
I think ZMG's just kind of having their Camille like chill and scale, especially since she's been able to get so much free CS.
Yeah, Shen did not do a good job of punishing the Camille early when she was weakest, and when the Shen is strongest, which has left him in a massive hole now that it will merely get larger every time he ults out of lane. Second Rift Herald is going to be claimed without much contest by ZMG here. Azir's Sand Soldier does not quite have the reach, so it will be claimed. Question is now, where will reality drop it?
Oh,
Ash
there's
ultimate
an
coming out.
asshole
The
into an asshole into a
paranoia
Seraphine.
comes out as well. Both Azir and Leona fall immediately. Foya does land the root onto Seraphine, but Reality is the only member to fall so far. Papa Skip's
Is
taking
someone
a
gonna
lot of
block
damage from
that
these
for
curtain
Papa?
calls. Teagarden only blocks the 4-shot. You know, it doesn't matter if you're a bad friend for shots 1 through 3 as long as you can do it right on shot 4.
It's the friendship test all over again.
Yes.
Usually, it used to be Caitlyn ult, but now it's Jen ult.
Yeah, now we
But this
have
is
so
kind
many
of like I
friendship.
was saying though, with how Backdraft esports kind of have a very
Jackthon's going in
linear.
hard here, has the Chenault on top of him. The Unstoppable comes out, Fears onto 2. Azir is unstoppable though as he gets the kill. 360X will get the cleanup on to Papa Skips, but Ronxy misses Teagarden with the Emperor's Divide. Now Azir is in trouble, but the Leona ultimate does not quite stun, and Teagarden has been able to free farm in the back since the Hecarim died. 360X going in deep, does not land the taunt though. Does not appear to know the range very well, as Foya is forced to flash away from Donut's hookshot. And that will end the fight here, 2-for-1 in favor of ZMG, in a fight
And
that really could have gone either way.
With reality being up, they should be able to just take this Drake. Looks like they will use Donut to zone.
And Teagarden with the Kraken Slayer is able to help cut through that Drake very rapidly. Will be an Infernal Soul here no sooner than 28.5 minutes.
I think everything went well for ZMG right there. And this is what I was kind of talking about earlier. I mean, I just mentioned it, but I got like cut off mid thought because of the team fight happening. But with the way Backdraft wants to play these fights, they're in a very linear, because I mean, it's someone gets Shen ulted into a taunt, into Leona, into Jindal, and then Seraphine has a pretty straight shot of disrupting the team fight, as well as either the Ash or the Nocturnal.
A deep hole for BDE at this point, trying to stay alive.
Has Azir's win rate even gone up recently? It used to be like 40 something percent. Not actual Azir, but like,
I
the champ.
I thought as much, but I was gonna let you dig that hole for as long as you wanted. Um, I
Let me look up Azir win rate right now.
Yeah, I think Azir's win rate has always been um
It used to be about the same as Rise.
yeah.
Right now it's 48% win rate.
Bjorn, I don't disagree that Strikebreaker would be a fair choice here. However, for reality and for ZMG as a whole, the only threats really in terms of damage output are Foya and Ronxy. So if reality can assassinate one or both of them, even if he dies, it's worth it for the team at large.
No,
Is my read of it. Papa Skips is in trouble here. The ultimate from reality going in nearly assassinates the Azir. Azir will fall to the Chaos Storm. And reality survives as well, but Teagarden on a killing spree taking out Xanazurge. Now the top laners are fighting in the bot lane. The Chenault was not even popped in that fight. Jackthon down to about half health, and it looks like the entirety of ZMG is going to peel away here for Baron. Do get spotted on a ward as they head through that jungle opening, but it will not be enough unless a lucky curtain call gets it here. I don't see much of a way that Jackthon can steal this. Looks like they're not even going to try. The TP in from the Camille will
I
be the
think
final
Seraphine
nail
should
in the
start
coffin.
healing right now. Do the heal. Mass team heal, maybe? No.
They don't need it. BDE's not even remotely close.
Yeah, but I mean, like, the Nocturne was getting a little low, and a Hecarim, like, in theory, could try to, like, disrupt.
I guess. I do believe that Camille saw the Hecarim as she teleported in. Not quite sure what the pause is for here. We will...
Blue side was the one that paused? That's all I know. They did not say why in chat. Oh.
Well, we will wait here for the teams to decide when they are both ready to rejoin the Rift here. Apparently, Ronxy had some issues and was forced to request a pause here. Well, ZMG appears to have this game in hand as we wait through this pause. What can BDE do to take this game back and stay alive in this series, if anything?
Somehow need to, when they do the team fights, not stand linear to each other in a straight line. Um,
Or clump
Somehow
up.
also dodge the Ash ult and the Seraphine ult, and then Shen ult whoever Nocturne is ulting. That's about all I got.
Fair enough. So it comes down to just get good, apparently.
I I feel like ZMG also low-key kind of outscales, so
At this point, I would be inclined to agree. There was a window there, but I do believe it is closing rapidly. Looks like teams are signaling that they might be ready here. So we might be getting back into game here shortly.
and
I
then
don't want to make
experience
any
a
promises.
spectators uh what's that called
The
bug where
spectator delay, yeah.
we'll pause for
As long as
5 seconds.
it's not as bad as the spectator bugs from yesterday, I don't think
Or
anybody will
earlier
mind.
today for me, man. Like, I was like so confused because I was still in the call and I wasn't a robot, so I was like, is it my internet? Is it leak?
It is just Riot Games hates us. ZMG now beginning to commit to the 4-1.
Nope,
Camille
there's the pause.
does not have the teleport available, but feels comfortable split pushing alone.
I mean, at this point, can Shen even really match the Camille?
No, the cooldown on the Q is far too low at this point. He gets one good trade with his W, and then he suffers for the next three.
On
It's
the
a
bright side, even though Camille has quite a CS gap, he's only up about less than
60
a
farm,
hundred. Like,
or 60 gold rather.
yeah.
60 farm and 60 gold actually, looking at it. The force of the siege from ZMG is enough to take down that mid tier 2 turret. And Camille trying to
However,
siege in this.
Nocturne is about a little bit less than 2K up. Victor's up
Xanazurge is in trouble here, forced to flash away from the gravity field. Foya got poked out very hard as well. I'm
about
assuming from a
5,000.
death ray.
ADC is up about 1,000, and then support's up about 2,000. Well, 1,000 of a 1,500. But I can math. Don't worry. I'm Asian.
Roxy
Oh,
going in. However, the spell shield from the Nocturne keeps the Emperor's Divide from having any effect. Azir does get stunned by the Solar Flare, down to about half health, but the root is eaten by Papa Skips instead. So ZMG will be able to disengage. In the meantime, in the top lane, that tier 2 turret was taken. CaptainDonut knows when to back away, so will avoid the Hecarim roam, and ZMG has a stranglehold on this third Drake for them here. So we will be seeing almost definitely Soul Point at 29 minutes, pardon me, for ZMG.
it's like
Jackthon
they're
trying to get a
committing on
gank
this
onto
reveal.
Donut. Does not get the charge off, though. Donut will use that Hextech ultimatum to try and buy some space. Will it be enough? Hookshot will keep him alive. He will actually survive here. The Seraphine ult onto 2. Xanazurge does fall, and now Azir being chased away. Reality does get the fear off and will get the kill. So the overcommit onto the Camille costs BDE the mid inhibitor here. Looks like they don't want to continue that fight. I almost feel like they could have ended the game there.
Seraphine healed, like, and just kind of healed them up a little bit with her W. I think they could have. I think they're just trying to make sure they don't overcommit and make a tactical error that, you know, ruins the game.
Yeah, short of a throw from ZMG, this one feels like it has been more or less decided. CaptainDonut going in hard onto 360X, and we start to see this is what happens when Camille gets to late game. You can block one Q with your Shen shield and your W, but the second one will hit you for a third of your health, and you just get to be sad. Doesn't matter that he has Frozen Fist, plated steel caps, and a Thorn Mail. It will still deal all of the damage.
I wonder what ZMG's plan is. It looks like they're going to go back to the 1-4 split with them top and bot. Is that what's happening?
Taking advantage of the fact that the inhibitor is down in mid lane, so the super minions will be acting almost as another champion there, keeping that pushed in. Just trying to stranglehold this game rather than push too hard and throw.
I
Donut
feel
being a
like
little
this
bit
Shen just seems a little indecisive. He's like, I'm in, I'm out, I'm in, I'm out.
to some degree on that particular one. It appeared he was trying to bait the Camille into turret range so that he could taunt her under turret. At this point in the game, that doesn't particularly matter. If he had done that, 10 levels ago, it would have been a great move. But at this point, even taking a couple of turret shots, CaptainDonut is more than fine taking that fight. Jackthon gets poked down to about half health with a single death ray.
I think it has to come down to a Shreema shuffle into a Hecarim ult right now. Up
Roxy
and
gets ulted, and the Nocturne goes in and deletes the Azir. Nocturne will fall, does have the GA though, so will be able to respawn here. Foya does have the Shen ult pop to keep him alive. The flash forward from 360X is not quite enough. Azir surviving by the skin of his teeth, courtesy of the heals from Seraphine, will eventually fall to a final shot from the Jhin, but it feels like this is the last gasps of a dying beast as BDE is going to lose here. Foya gets taken down on the steps of the Nexus. CaptainDonut does take a little bit of bite from that laser, but it will not be enough. And the 2-0 will end the game in favor of ZMG and end the match in Legends' favor. Well, for a game one that made it seem like this match was going to be competitive, game two completely disabused that notion entirely, didn't it?
yep, and it looks like we also have Donut in the waiting room for when we get to the interview.
Alrighty. Are there any comments you'd like to make before we go ahead and hop into that interview with Donut?
I just feel like on Backdraft, like the Hecarim just didn't really have a big impact early. I felt like none of the lanes really got to a point where they could be very competitive in the team fight that ZMG wanted.
Very fair. Well, here to join us, talk about both of those games, is going to be the one and only ZMG Legends top laner, CaptainDonut. Welcome to the stream, my friend.
Hey, how's it going?
No, let me turn you up a little bit.
Yeah, you are a little bit quiet. We got to make sure the folks on stream can hear you.
Perfect.
Alrighty, let's try that again.
Hey, how's it going?
Alrighty, we're gonna call that good. I can't turn you up anymore. Uh,
Okay.
Congratulations on a strong showing in both games and the series win there.
Were
Thank you.
you
It was a lot of fun.
were you kind of surprised you were able to get Darius game 1?
Yeah, I was looking at the bans and I was kind of thinking, they always ban Darius, they probably did, and then I saw that they didn't. So I said, "Hey, pick me Darius," and kind of went from there.
Were you at all concerned in the first half of the game when it was going slow before you started getting the quadra kill and the pentakill? Were you at all concerned that you weren't going to be able to really put your foot down and say, this is why you banned my Darius?
Honestly, no, I wasn't concerned. I knew I was getting my items and I was gonna scale up and be able to do a lot once we got into team fights. I knew that the lane would be slow against Mundo because of his passive. The spell shield makes it really hard to get kills on him in lane, but I knew I could scale.
Was there any concern from any of ZMG in game one when y'all were kind of on the back foot for the first half, or were y'all very confident that you had the ability to scale, you had the ability to get one good fight and immediately turn the game around?
We knew we had to play it well and we were focusing up really hard, but we knew that we outscaled them, and if we didn't go down, then we would eventually win.
Well, on the
Also,
side,
a little surprised by them picking the Azir.
Yeah, there were a few people in chat talking about that. I think that obviously you have to deny the Azir, but um, he was able to play against it very well.
how were comms after that pentakill? What what was being said? Was there anything that could be heard outside of insane shouting, or was it just everybody screaming?
A little bit of screaming here and there, but a lot of focus on ending the game also as we were trying to hit the Nexus right after I got the Penta.
Does chat have any questions for Donut while we still have him here? Going into game two, how like were you kind of surprised that Jen just decided to just not lane against you at certain points, and you were just kind of getting some free farm?
Nah, I I play against Shen a lot, and it's very common for him to just ult bot and not be there, and the jungler maybe pick up a few waves.
Apparently, your showing in game one has made chat wild for you. You have at least one, possibly more marriage proposals from Twitch chat here.
Oh,
Scoop is one of your friends.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we caught a bit of flame for commenting at the start of game one when you weren't
Oh
weren't
no.
popping off.
I don't know. I'm just used to like walking into like leaving bot lane, being like it's fine, and then suddenly a 10-0 Darius comes out of the jungle and one shots me. I'm like, oh, where did that come from? At like 20 minutes. I'm like, okay, I didn't want to live. It's fine.
Yeah, it's always rough to see the Fed Darius.
Well, one last question here, unless Twitch chat decides to bring out some actual questions and not more marriage proposals, Azir. Um, this is the first week in a long time where ZMG Legends has had the same roster for two consecutive matches. How was that for y'all as a team? Did that make y'all feel more confident? Are y'all feeling good moving into the last couple of weeks of the regular season here?
I think it did. I think we're kind of learning to play together a lot more. We've put in some more games together, and we're starting to click.
Awesome.
It
Well,
definitely showed in game two because you guys just blew it out of the park and got your leads and ended the game.
Yeah, it all spiraled out of that level one. We saw in game one they invaded the top bush, and so we decided to stack it in game two, thinking they might go for it again. And half of their sums were down because of it.
well, Azir, I do believe your question was just answered, so we don't need to ask it. Thank you for giving us a real question, though. Well, Donut, is there anything else you'd like to say to your legions of adoring fans?
Um, shout out to the people at home watching. Scoop, uh, maybe John A. Um, yeah, it was a lot of fun. look forward to next week.
Alrighty, thank you very much for joining us, and once again, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
ZMG win. You know,
Yeah.
I never disbelieved. I'm always rooting.
Alrighty, folks. Well, with that, that is going to be the end for tonight here for us here at ZMG. If you would like to see more ZMG content, we do have ZMG Frost every Wednesday in CCS. We have ZMG Legends every Thursday, and ZMG Luna every Friday here on the Zero Mechanics Gaming Twitch channel. Unfortunately, we will not be streaming the Luna game this Friday, as Aegis has claimed that for themselves. But any other time, we will have those games here. So, in the meantime, if you would like to be notified anytime there is a ZMG game, don't forget to hit that follow button and keep an eye out at this Twitch channel for all of our games here and in the future. With that being said, I have been Aulzeren0r for myself, Prettyfig, and everyone else here at ZMG. Thank you for watching, thank you for supporting ZMG, and have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Good night, everybody.
Good night, guys.